Well guys, we have a capital raise coming out of Tesla here today. I want to share the full details around this capital raise. I want to talk a bit about my opinion on it and kind of a lot of people aren't understanding why they would raise capital in this situation. I want to explain that, okay? So first off here, if we look at Tesla stock, it's having obviously a very good day, up about 3.5%. I think, as of now, I think it's up over 4% actually. But needless to say, it's best day Tesla's had in a little while now, and especially on a day when the market's having a rough day. A ton of stocks are actually having really bad days, but there you have Tesla having a good one. Tesla likes to do opposite of what the market does, okay? So Tesla said Thursday it plans to raise up to $2 billion with $1.35 billion coming from convertible notes and $650 million from new equity, including a big purchase from CEO Elon Musk, big is relative. In a filing, Musk signaled his intent to buy about $10 million of the electric automaker stock in the new offering. The total equity offering is for 2.7 million shares of Tesla. Musk's purchase would be about 42,000 shares. Before the offering, obviously, Musk owned around 20% of Tesla's outstanding shares, worth about $12.6 billion. The move obviously comes 1 week after the whole earnings came out. Obviously, last week was a Tesla earnings. They had a lot of questions on the conference call. Some of them were directed around if the company would raise capital and things like that, okay? On that conference call, Musk said, I don't think raising capital should be a substitute for making the company operate more effectively, Musk told shareholders on the company's conference call last week. I do think there's some merit to raising capital, but this is sort of probably about the right timing. So on that conference call, Musk definitely hinted around that the company was interested in possibly raising capital, and now a week later, obviously, we see the company does raise capital. Now, what's interesting about this is if you look at the stock performance after any time when Musk purchased shares recently, you're going to find that the stock performed unreal after those purchases, okay? So if we look at this here, Musk's purchases have been a reliable short-term buy signal for the stock according to insiderscore.com. Following the last 5 purchases by Musk, the shares were higher on average by 41% in the next 3 months according to Insider Score. So needless to say, that is unbelievable stock performance for Tesla after, Elon Musk purchased shares. So if you're someone that plays stocks for short term, which I definitely am not, and I'm not interested in doing that, but if you are a short term player, you kind of look at something like this and you say, okay, shares usually go up around 41%, basically the next 3 months after Elon purchases some shares, might be interesting time to do that or something like that. Obviously for me personally, that has nothing to do with like me purchasing Tesla shares or not. I'm buying Tesla shares for the long term. By the way, I just bought a bunch of Tesla shares yesterday, okay? Now I want to go through some things on Seeking Alpha. Seeking Alpha, basically people leave comments, and I want to go through some of these comments. Some of them I think have some merit to them. Some of them I want to kind of debunk here, okay? This comment says 10 million from Elon is a PR ploy. And I will say, I do kind of agree with that. Obviously, that's a kind of like a short seller attack there. Oh, he's not really. And I do kind of agree with that. $10 million for Elon Musk is like you or I going to buy a can of soda. Like it's literally like pretty much nothing for him. The guy's worth 20 something billion dollars, okay? He's got $12.6 billion in Tesla shares alone. He obviously has properties. He has a huge ownership stake in SpaceX, which that valuation is just continuing to increase. So $10 million worth of shares for Elon is like, it's literally like, I will agree with that. It's almost like a PR ploy. Like that is nothing to him because the guy has so much money. 10 million is like literally like a can of soda, okay? That's what it honestly is for him, okay? This one says Tesla behaves the opposite of a normal stock. Without this, it was BK before the end of the quarter. Now they can kick the can down the road a little longer. Oh my goodness, gosh. I mean, I understand, a lot of short sellers attack Tesla for different reasons, but some of them are just pure ignorant, like to the highest level of ignorance, okay? The fact that somebody would think a Tesla would be bankrupt before the end of this quarter without a capital raise is like, you clearly don't understand like financial statements, like what the company's doing. Like, no, the company's not going, like Tesla doesn't have to raise money to avoid bankruptcy or something like that. Tesla's raising money so they can do some projects because they have a lot of projects that are very costly over the next 12 to 18 months that have nothing to do with Tesla, oh my gosh, going bankrupt. Like the pure ignorance, and I'm not sure if some of these short sellers just like to troll or something like that, but it's like wake up, short sellers. Like, if the fact that 27 people like that comment just kind of proves the ignorance of the short seller community, and specifically on Seeking Alpha. A lot of them are just delusional that they would actually think Tesla could go bankrupt, and then literally they're just clueless, okay? This one says, and another short seller myth, Tesla can't raise capital is dying. Way too many growth opportunities to have this business starve from cash. Concerns at this point. Now it's all about execution, and then cash comes rolling in the second half of the year. Bravo, Elon, right decision. Lots of put options about to expire, worthless now. Also, what's the point of being short now? This was the best point of the short thesis. Well deserved for fighting on the wrong side of climate change. And I will say that was always such a silly short seller myth out there that Tesla can't raise money, or Tesla's not going to be able to raise money. I'm like, who in their right mind literally thought that? Well, obviously short sellers think that, okay? So I can understand that some people think that, but it's like, you have to be completely clueless to not understand like Tesla can raise money from anybody. That's the hottest car company by a mile in the entire world, and there's no one even close to them, okay? They're by far and away the hottest electric car company in the world, or just car company in general. Anybody will loan them money, okay? They can take out bonds, they can raise, they can basically they can offer new shares to the market. They can do whatever they want. They can take investments from other, either VC funds, venture capital funds, or they can take investments from, other tech companies. I'm sure a ton of tech companies would love to make a big investment in Tesla if Tesla welcomed that, okay? And it doesn't mean, Tesla would welcome, a big, investor, basically, another big tech company, a Google or an Apple or an Amazon or someone like that investing in them. But I'm sure if Tesla went to them and said, if Tesla went to Apple and said, hey, we want to give you guys a big ownership in the company, and you guys give us a certain amount of capital or whatever, I'm pretty sure Apple would take up on that, okay? I'm pretty sure most big tech companies, that are very profitable companies right now, if Tesla and Elon Musk went to them and said, hey, we have a plan, we're going to give you a certain amount of ownership, and basically we want to raise money from you, I'm pretty sure like a lot of them would go ahead and do that in a snap of fingers, okay? So the whole short thesis around Tesla can't raise money, it's like you have to be completely clueless to really believe that Tesla can't raise money anymore, guys. It's beyond silly. It's beyond silly, okay? This person likes to do a little short seller hatred, okay? It says cash execution is what Elon does best. They incinerate it. Loons willing to lose even more money. Would be funny hearing the sales pitch of the reasons to throw your money in a dumpster fire. If you want to call building the most popular electric car in the entire world, if you want to talk about building a potential fleet of autonomous vehicles burning money, then you can, I guess, call it that. But in my opinion, I call this innovation at the highest level. And these type of things just aren't easy to do. They are very costly things, okay? The fact that Tesla has gotten to this level, most people thought it was impossible for Tesla to get to the level they're at right now. Never mind where they're going in the future. These projects are unbelievably complicated to solve, okay? Electric vehicles, trying to make a cost affordable electric vehicle, autonomous driving, trying to make, vehicles that can fully autonomous drive. These are very costly problems to solve, okay? These don't just happen in a snap of fingers. That's why they haven't just happened in a snap of fingers. They're extremely costly and they're extremely complicated to solve. And so to say Tesla's just burning money to burn money is like, are you looking at the products they're putting out? These products are unbelievable, okay? They're on a whole other level than anything we've seen in the history of the world. So the fact that somebody, short sellers say they're burning money, it's like, look at the products, look at the results, okay? This short seller says, what the hell will the interest rate be for these bonds? Should be somewhere north of 8%. Can't believe the bond market is still open for Tesla. Oh my gosh, he's ranting. I can't believe the bond market is still open for Tesla. They need to close that, man. Oh my gosh. Well, like it's unbelievable. You got literally one of the hottest companies in the entire world that most people would gladly throw money at or invest in. And the fact that short sellers think no one would loan Tesla money, it's like I don't know what planet these people are living on. Look at the numbers Tesla just put up in literally the last year. They grew revenues in most of those quarters at 100+%. Name one other big company in the entire world that grew revenues at 100+%. Name one other company that is more well positioned to be a multi-$100 billion company over the next 5 to 10 years than Tesla. You're not going to be able to find one. Tesla's an unbelievable company that people that actually have a brain would be willing to actually put some money into, okay? And short sellers to be shorting the stock, thinking no one's going to give them money to go after these problems to solve after everything Elon Musk has proven over the last 5 to 10 years is mind-blowing to me, guys. It's literally mind-blowing that I can't understand these short sellers, okay? This one says, as long as there are fools to buy this, the stock price will stay relatively high. By 2030, they will have burned through $1 trillion in cash, but they'll still be hanging around because next quarter will be the turnaround. Oh my goodness, guys, the short sellers, they're just persistent. Okay, that's all I can say about that. Now, okay, in terms of obviously what the money's used for, so obviously Shanghai, they already raised a good amount of money for Shanghai. I'm not sure if it's enough to complete the project, but they already had raised money for Shanghai. So needless to say, they probably need to raise a little bit more. Obviously, Model Y assembly needs to be put together. They've been talking about doing an assembly plant in Europe. Okay, the Semi is going to go into production in 2020. They obviously need more service centers, in my personal opinion, in the US, and talking to a lot of people. Also, they need a lot more sales centers in a lot of places in Europe. So needless to say, over the next 12 to 18 months, Tesla's in a position where they need a lot of money to go to a lot of things. It's not like Tesla's just like, let's go burn some money. Let's go raise $2 billion so we can burn it in the air or something. Tesla has a lot of legitimate things going on that are very costly things, okay? Doing a full new line for the Model Y is not something that's cheap, okay? The Semi is going into production in 2020. That's something that's just, it's just like free to do. Let's just set up a line to start building semis, okay? A European factory, that's not going to be cheap, okay? Building anything in Europe can be a bit of a challenge sometimes with how many permits and regulations and things you have to go through, okay? That's going to be costly. They might need a little bit more money to kind of finish off the Shanghai factory over the back half of this year, okay? So needless to say, Tesla is in a position right now where maybe they could have said, let's not raise money and let's try to, cut more jobs or do things like that. And I just think that's a really bad decision. I think they should focus on having high customer service levels, making sure their current customers are happy, and the new customers coming on, I should think they should make sure those folks are happy, make sure the customer service levels are there, make sure everybody's, having a good time and whatnot with the Tesla experience, and then go ahead and raise some money so you can get these different lines built out, the factories finished, and then go ahead and reap in the profits over the next few years. But to kind of starve the business of cash right now doesn't really make the most sense, especially when you're a company like Tesla that grew, most quarters last year 100+%, and when you're a company that's kind of in the front of everybody when it comes to electric vehicles and when it comes to autonomous driving. So I'm all for this capital raise. I think it was a good decision. Elon Musk, I think, was in the right frame of mind last year where he was like, let's not raise money, so let's try to get this business as streamlined as possible. I think that was a good decision because it put the company more in a mindset of raising money was not necessarily a necessity. It could just be something that helps the business. So I'm thrilled with kind of the decision making there, and we'll see how all things go. I think it's going to go very good. It's hilarious to me that short sellers literally thought like Tesla couldn't raise any more money. Is mind-blowing to me, guys. So anyways, hope you enjoy this as always. Let me know your opinion down there in that comment section, okay? I want to hear your guys' opinion. Thank you for watching and have a great day.